living life on the edge. I grew up on the edge and I became a master at hanging on to the edge by watching the adults of my life move through just about the dramas, almost disasters. I can't even count the number of times I heard one of my relatives say, I almost had a disaster on my hands. Most of my childhood, young adult life, I lived on the edge of poverty or financial breakthrough. I lived right on the edge of almost prioritizing my life in order, while at the same time being on the edge of having my life fall apart. After all, when you're living on the edge, you could be pushed over, you could slip and fall, or you hang off the edge until you lose your grip. When you're living life on the edge, you do not plan because you need faith to plan. You have no faith, so you wish, hope, and try. You hope things will work out. You try to do better, but things don't work out. Or when you don't get what you are trying to get, you get busy trying to make things happen. But when you live life on the edge, you expect the worst. You look for the worst anywhere, and you see it everywhere. In all reality, though, you have limited vision. It takes faith and courage to see beyond your present circumstances into the opportunities and possibilities of the future. Some of us live life on the edge because we are undisciplined, while many others are there because we simply don't know any better way. We live on the edge because it attracts attention and gives us an excuse. As long as we are hanging out on the edge, we cannot be held responsible for ourselves, our lives, or the way things turn out. When you make desperate attempts to overcome the problems and difficulties you face, you feel validated. This gives us a temporarily high called busyness, and for some of us, being busy makes life worth living for. People who live on the edge are always busy avoiding something, getting over something, or getting through one thing or another. In most cases, they never quite make it to the other side. They can't tell, they could tell exciting stories about the struggle just to hang on. I learned how to survive being on the edge and not falling off the edge by stepping all the way back from the edge. Learn from any and all mistakes and decision making by not repeating them again. When a person becomes tired of a destructive lifestyle and its consequences, only then will he or she begin to make permanent change. I had a lot of company on the edge, friends, family who knew about my situation because of their own situation. We supported one another through the edge of night and edge of daylight dilemmas. Living life on the edge became a way of life simply because it was all you knew, all I knew. And more often you stay there because you don't believe you deserve better and because you lack the faith required to have more. Day by day, step by step, a little at a time, you transform over to a new changing world of truth, faith, and opportunities, of accomplishments, of goals, once you address, acknowledge your purpose in life. Because a person who knows thyself knows how to strengthen his or her own weaknesses. I know this to be true because as I stepped away from the edge a little each day, I was able to get in tune with my own nature and needs as Thomas Lee Trent, the poet, positive spoken words, through podcast interviews on YouTube, magazines, and radio interviews. Also program accomplishments, building and bonding while strengthening relationships and maintaining family ties, and inspiring many to follow on my path away from the edge. Living Life on the Edge by Thomas Lee Trent. Peace.